Morning punters, it's Andrew Mount here for GG. It's Saturday the 12th of October. As you can see, I'm not going to Newmarket today, I'm going to work from home, knackered after a couple of days on William Hill Radio up in Leeds. And I'm not going soppy on you, but I do miss my wife and daughter. They clearly don't miss me because they've gone out. But anyway, I'm here in the office today and there's a couple of other bets I want in addition to the ones I've put up in my blog on GG.CO.UK. Two races to concentrate on later in the day, the 5:20 at Newmarket and the 5:35 at York. Now the 5:20 at Newmarket is the 9 furlong Darley Stakes, Group 3 race on the straight course. I'd want to be drawn high here because the ground is quicker against that standside rail according to the going stick, and it tends to help to be prominent against the fence at Newmarket, particularly when there's no headwind and there isn't one forecast today. Now, I've bet two horses in the race. The main play is Indeed, coming out of stall 9. He's trained by Dominic French-Davis and was a massive eye-catcher on his British debut. He was 50 to 1 for the Spring Cup at Newberry in April, 26 runners handicap over the straight mile. He was drawn badly in stall 17 of 26. He was a 50 to 1 shot on his first start since leaving France, and he ran an absolute belter, going down by a neck to Chates. Now, the winner, the third, the fourth, the fifth and the sixth all came from one of the 6 lowest stalls. So it was a huge effort to run so well from that bad draw. Now, I wrote him up in the Weekender and in my Racing and Football Outlook columns after that. But we had to wait over 2 months for his next run because he was avoiding fast ground throughout the early summer. So he turned up at Chelmsford in mid-June, stepped up to 10 furlongs, duly won. A month later he was out again, this time on officially good ground at Newmarket. And he landed a gamble there. Just got away with the ground there after a couple of recent showers. Now, connections were tempted by the Unibet Golden Mile, a big pot just a couple of weeks later at Glorious Goodwood. He had a terrible draw in stall 16 of 20. The ground was good to firm, way too quick for him. And he was backed 16s into 7s, but ran a shocker and finished lame and virtually pulled up in the closing stages. Now, he's obviously over that. He's had a couple of months off to recuperate. He's got the ground he needs. And when I wrote him up after that Newberry reappearance run, I said, this is a group horse in waiting. So I put my money on the line to back that up today. 8 to 1 into 7 to 1 in a couple of places, generally 6 or 13 to 2. That's Indeed. Now I've saved on one here, Chilean for the Martin Mead Yard. Not been seen since Royal Ascot when down the field in the Royal Hunt Cup. That run was better than it looked though, because he was on the wrong side. He actually did 7th best of the 14 runners who raced far side. And he'll like the ground. He's won twice on heavy ground, so last night's rain is a bit of a plus for Chilean. And Martin Mead is 7 from 21 when using first-time blinkers, as he does on Chilean here, plus £29 to a £1 stake. The obvious high-profile example being Commonwealth Cup winner Advertise, who won at 8 to 1 in the first-time blinkers at Royal Ascot this year. Now moving on, just 15 minutes later, we've got a big field handicap at York. 20 runners go over the extended 10 furlongs. And the main play here is Poet's Dawn for the informed Tim Easterby Yard. Now this one was a course winner on good to soft ground in June over 9 furlongs. And since then he's not had his ground. He's had 2 runs on good to firm, 2 runs on good. He did place second in one of those over course and distance in a field of 15. And he was a real eye-catcher last time out when only 7th of 10 at Ayr because they'd gone too fast that day and set it up for the closers. The first 4 came from well off the pace. And although he was only 7th, he's 3rd best of the prominent racers, and a couple of the other ones who raced up with the pace that day have run well since. So, Poet's Dawn 18 to 1 each way, the angle there. And finally, have a saver on Badenskoth. I wrote him up after that 10th of 30 at 100 to 1 in the Cambridgeshire when the ground was too quick for him. I'm worried about the wide draw in stall 18 today, but at 20 to 1 he's just got to be worth a couple of quid just in case. So in summary, and we're playing in 2 more races in addition to the blog bets. They are the 5:20 at Newmarket, Indeed and Chilean, the main play being Indeed. And in the 5:35 at York, Poet's Dawn over Badenskoth, the latter just a saver. Have a great weekend. That's it from me. Until next week, I'll catch you then.